Good evening, guys. We're back for the 24th episode of Real Relevant and Right Now. And today's episode is called Magic and Marketing. And we've got a very special guest, Desiree Banugo's on the show. And she'll be joining us very, very soon. But how is everybody? How have your Sundays been? Sorry, I'm just looking at the throw. It's pretty wild today. I was out in the, taking a lovely walk in the park. And it was actually really nice to just get some fresh air, but isn't it getting cold and wintry? And hey Dee, she's online, she's here. I'm just going to wait for a few more of us to join and then I'm going to link you in. But how is everybody today? I've had a really good day actually. I've been really what's the word? Active for a Sunday. I think Sundays are usually my down days, but yeah, I've had a really active day. I've worked out, I've been for a nice walk, done some cooking, and I even felt to pour myself a little G&T just because I felt like it. So cheers. Who else wants to join me for a drink this evening? And I put some strawberries in it. Oh, it's lovely. Hey Indra, how are we? How is everybody? Literally. Is everybody in the mood for Christmas? I don't know why. Maybe it's because I put a bit of sparkle on today. But I've literally been singing Christmas songs evening. And my housemates are like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, it's beginning to look like Christmas. But yeah, no, I am super looking forward to Christmas. I think after the year we've had, it's just a nice little glimmer of hope, isn't it, really? And I know we may not all get to be together and stuff, but Indra, you'll be looking forward to Christmas from Tuesday. Why from Tuesday? What's interesting about Tuesday? Is that when you finish work, maybe? I don't know. But as I said, guys, right, I'm going to stop talking. Tonight's guest, we've got the beautiful Desiree on the show. We're going to be talking all about magic, law of attraction, life, and social media and digital marketing, which Desiree is an absolute expertise in, and she's going to be showing us how to, or advising us how to grow our followers and help develop our brands on social media, which is so super important. And I know that I am going to learn lots. So I'm really, really, really excited. So yeah, let me get Dee on. Okay, I get it, Indra. 1st of December. Get it on Tuesday. Okay. We can get in there. Christmas Spirit Day. So Ray shall join us really soon, because I've just accepted her request. Oh. Okay, so while we wait for Dee to join us, I'm going to have another sip of me gin and tonic. Hey, Tabs. Ooh. How are you? What's going on, T? How's life? Sending you some energy. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday, my friend. Hey, James. Good to see you guys. I'm just waiting for Dee to join. I'm not sure what's going on. We always have a few technical difficulties. It's the beauty of life. Beauty of life, should I say. I think we've all had some technical difficulties over this last year, but we must just laugh and enjoy and keep it moving. Dee, are you there? Can you message me? Let me know if you're still there or whether we're having a few issues. Oh, unable to join. Let's try again. View request. Go live with Desiree. And hopefully she will be on live very soon. Yes! She is here in her beautiful glory.
Hey, Starlight. How are you?
I am well, thank you, Dee. How are you? You're looking gorgeous.
Just like I thought I'd make an effort.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Some fairy lights.
Babe. I know, I was like, oh my God, these look good.
They're my Christmas lights, basically. I never put them down.
I love it. I was laughing before, being like, I've set up a little backdrop, got my candles lit. If any of you saw the rest of my room right now,
Same here. Same here. That's why I'm glad there's no, just as well there's no 360, right?
I know, right? I pray I don't flip the camera. But how have you been? How's your weekend been?
I'm good. I can't really remember what happened yesterday, what I did yesterday.
I think it's the story of my life.
Right. I think it gets to that point, or there's something about maybe there's just this time that you just do what you're doing, and it's maybe a bit of a groundhog day. So generally there's a lot of chilling in there. There's normally some social media.
Yes.
In fact, I spent a lot of time in WhatsApp.
Really?
Yeah.
I've tried not to this weekend, but I've got so many people to get back to. You know, I've let it build up, and I hate that. Because then it takes even longer to, and I'm like, why did I do this?
Don't. With WhatsApp, don't. Especially when you have to go through the messages. So there's one group that I'm in, there's about 200 messages an hour.
Oh.
So I put that group on mute.
Yes.
But then I make the mistake of going back in and then because there's a little bit of drama. So there's, you know, life is quiet, life is boring. So you go in and read the drama and think,
yeah,
oh no, I shouldn't have got into this.
Why have I done it? And especially when you start replying, because then you're so caught up in everything and you can't get out. I know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I've been like this weekend. So yeah, I've been a bit MIA, but I will get back there. We have to take this time, don't we?
With caution.
100%. So D, basically, this is episode 24 of Real World.
Congratulations.
Right. Thank you. I'm so honoured to have you on the show, and I'm so even more blessed to see your face because I feel like it's been so long.
It's been ages.
It's been forever. So I'm sending you an air hug, a virtual hug. My virtual hug noises. This is something I've definitely developed in lockdown. Don't know if I'm just going a bit mad or I don't know, but hey. But D, okay, let's kick off today's interview. So today's episode is called Magic and Marketing, and that's because I feel that you and I are such magical beings, and the way that we live our lives, it's really important to talk about these kind of things. And also, you are an absolute expertise in marketing, social media marketing, digital marketing. And yeah, I think that we all need some tips on how we can market ourselves, grow our brands. And you've also got something really exciting in the pipeline, which we will talk about in a little bit later in the show.
Yes,
but I think that a lot of people will really, really benefit from it. So let's kick off. First and foremost, I always do a bit of a 5-5. So I'm going to give you 5 questions. And you've got like a second to give me an answer for each. Are you ready for this? We cannot procrastinate. We can't think about it. I just want the answer.
The first thing on the top of my tongue, tip of my tongue. Okay,
yes,
go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Chadwick Boseman or Michael B. Jordan?
Chadwick.
I keep plantain or plantain. This is so important.
Oh no, you can't do
plantain or plantain, D.
I'm half Nigerian, half Trinidadian. That's
listen, I need to know. What's your answer? I need to know.
Plantain.
Yeah, no. Showtime or me time?
Showtime or me time?
Yeah.
Showtime.
Oh, I love that. Chocolate or sweets?
Chocolate.
Naughty or nice?
Naughty.
Oh, you little minx, you. Loving it. I love the 5-5. No, that was really interesting.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Plantain, I don't know. We may have to have words after this interview. Okay?
I was supposed to say plantain. It came out as plantain. See what I'm saying?
Okay, we can backtrack. I'll let you off. But hey, everyone, thank you for joining. Jamie, I can see you there. Sarah, lovely to see you guys. As I said, we've got the beautiful Desiree on the show today, and we're going to be talking about lots of magical, yummy stuff. So let's get into this interview. So, Dee, we've had so many conversations over the years, and it's weird me saying over the years. It's how quickly has time gone, by the way.
Yeah, because it's 3 years.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. And I feel like it was only yesterday. We were at the O2 as well.
Yeah.
Watching Erica, and it wasn't. It was not.
Wasn't.
It's been about a year. And we've all just been in our homes. But you know me, I'm such a believer in magic. And when I say magic, I mean like, I believe that we completely, with the help of the universe, control how we live our lives, what we manifest into our lives, you know, about living the life of our dreams. I feel like it's literally all at the tip of our fingers, and it's all about the energy we give and the vibrations that we live on.
Yeah.
And is magic something you believe in? And if so, referring that to life, what do you mean?
So I call it magic because I use it as a term that like people would get, but I see it as power. Yes. Yeah, I see it as you know, I see it as something that all of us have. It's that inner source that. So you know, I'm not a stickler for details, but I love movies, especially sci-fi movies and some of the more fantasy ones. It's actually the message is about your power. I'm an 80s kid. So He-Man yes. always at the end of the cartoon said in the moral of the story, and it usually is about your inner power.
Yes.
So it's one about knowing that you, or recognizing or acknowledging you have it, to not being afraid of it because it's incredibly powerful in terms of what you can do. And then 3, just having fun with it. I mean, for those who really got into Harry Potter, yeah, they had 6 and 1s, but can you imagine the power of your words, your power of your intention?
Yes.
So those are your own kind of like accoutrements for magic, if you want.
Oh,
So I really do think that that's what it is for me anyway, power.
And do you feel power, magic, has there been a situation in your life with your own power where you feel like you've actually manifested something into your life, like whether it be in the physical, the material, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether it's been how you've been thinking, if you've set intentions? Has there been a situation where you have actually manifested something into your life using your power?
All the time. All of the time. And I've noticed over the course of time, it comes a lot quicker than it used to.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's about belief. So when I say all the time, I'm not going to give distinct examples because some of them are quite personal and I haven't spoken to some people about this.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's in terms of the people that I want to meet. Or one example I can give, and I've told Jamie this several times, I think I've told you, when I applied to do my master's at Talliard,
yeah,
I had no idea I was going to get through. But basically, it was the intention, it was the magic, the inner power that I wanted. Sometimes, you know, funds are not where I want them to be. And, you know, I just say, look, universe, up to you. I don't know how to solve it. I'm leaving it for you to sort out. 2 hours later, bring, Desiree, I've got a contract for you. So it's I live by it. I'm always grateful for it. I always encourage other people to, or I always tell stories with people to let them know that this is what happens for me. It can happen for you too. A lot of it's about belief.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I feel like, I know this is going to sound funny, but since I was a child, I've always had this belief, Dee. And I feel like one of my favourite films as a kid was Miracle on 34th Street. You know, like the really, really old one. I used to watch it with my Auntie Shell. We'd watch it religiously every Christmas. And that whole film is about believing is seeing, not seeing is believing. And so understanding that concept, believing is seeing, was something that in my mind, I was like, I actually don't care if people think I'm mental here. And I'm not saying like, you know, if I continuously say I'm going to win the lottery, I will win the lottery. I'm not saying to that degree, but in the essence of, like you say, you know, there are times where I've been in situations where I've not had a lot of money, and it's literally been, if I keep worrying about this, I'm now vibrating on this low energetic frequency of worry, and I'm just going to call more of that towards me. Whereas if I switch it up and say, actually, you know what, it is what it is. It's out of my control. I'm a good person. I know that I'm working hard. I'm doing all the things over here and over here and over here to try and get the money that I need to fix this situation, but I physically cannot do that myself. Lo and behold, I'll get a new job, or I might win something, or sorry, something that I've put on eBay sells for triple the amount, or, you know, it always comes in like this. And I just think once you've actually let go of fear, which I think is such a massive part of this believing, it's like so much magic happens and you just grow within your power. You know, and I wish that everyone had unlocked this, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know about it. Like, do you know that do you know what I mean?
Because I think generally in life, lots of people think that happens to other people, doesn't happen to me. And, you know, the whole idea of thinking that something like that should happen to you that you didn't earn, or you didn't inherit, or you didn't put the hard work, because, you know, the society that we live in, we're taught that you have to work, you have to go through step by step by step. And depending on which group or society or category or class you're born into, there are just certain things that are just never going to happen for you.
Yeah.
And I've always refused to believe that. And I don't know if it's because, you know, I'm first, second, third, however many generations of immigrants. But you know, when you come out, when you kind of like come to a place that's not your home, and your dream and aspiration is to change things, you have to have that kind of seed. So, you know, people who know about living by faith, whether that's a religion or whether it's just a belief system or it's just a positive mental attitude, if you're an artist, if you're an athlete, you have to have that vision. And I think that in some cases, so many people are cut off from imagining or visualizing
what
or
it is
dreaming.
that they want.
Yeah, because, you know, how many times have you been told, stop daydreaming? I was always told I was daydreaming as a kid.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? It's funny you say that, Dee, because I feel that has been a driving force for my belief. Everyone trying to tell me what not to do, or that, you know, I want to be like this. I remember I always wanted to be a singer. I used to think I was Michael Jackson when I was a kid.
I want to be not Mariah, Whitney.
Yeah, love it. Literally. And I'd get told, no, you need a proper job. You know, that old school way, no, you need to do. And I used to think to myself, what, and be as miserable as you lot? Like, no, I don't want to live that life and do the proper thing. Like, I'm actually going to break these boundaries. And I feel like for me personally, that's where like my belief system came from, for people telling you, don't do this, or you can't do that, or stop daydreaming. And, you know, it's so true.
I think it's incredibly important that as adults, we do that. I'm so into stories, people stories. So I'm more of an observer because I'm drinking in people's life stories. Before COVID, and, you know, sadly it's shut down now, but Marks and Spencer's on Covent Garden, they had a cafe and you could overlook down into the piazza at Covent Garden. I just used to go there, get a hot chocolate and just watch. Oh my God. Just people watch. And then kind of like imagine what those people's lives were like, or what conversations they were having, or when a couple met up, what were they saying? Who were they? You know, were they having a sort of like a secret rendezvous, or, you know, all those kind of things. You know, it's just fascinating to play. We need to, I think in many ways, we need to play more with each other as humans, but also with ourselves, with our minds, our dreams, our aspirations, and things like that, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I think joy is one of the most amazing emotions to resonate on and to feel, you know. And I feel like sometimes it's like, if I have to remind myself, especially being in lockdown, because it's been quite heavy for a lot of us. And there's been times I've actually had to say to my Kirst, have some fun. Like, just have a bit of fun today. Like, I know you can't do your usual stuff that you would do, but let's have a bit of fun, whether that's like me hiding behind the door and scaring the life out of my housemates, you know, because I do stuff like that and we find it hilarious. Literally, I think I'm like 3 points up, so I'm waiting for them to get me back. And I'm like, every time I come into the house. But, you know, it's stupid little playful things that I think sometimes as well, when it comes to pressures from society and age and stuff like that, it's almost like you have to be an adult, or, you know, whatever an adult is. And it's like, no, like, we should just enjoy life. And the more we enjoy life, I want to enjoy life to the day I die, till I'm like 99 or 100. I just want to have fun, you know?
Exactly. Ask the people who, you know, are at the end of their lives, what their biggest regrets are. And usually that they didn't play hard enough.
Yeah. And that I've seen so many memes and posts and stuff saying that for me it is so important. And I think as well, because over the last couple of years, I've lost a lot of people to me. A lot of them, some of them have been quite sudden, some of them have been very young. To me, it's just like, you know, we really need to do what we love. That is so important, because that feeling of love, when you're doing what you love, or you love what you're doing, you generate that feeling of joy. And then you can, it doesn't matter whether you've got loads of money or you haven't, you know, you can appreciate what you've got in front of you in that moment, which I think is such a key important thing anyway for me in life. I try to live in the moment. And I know we have to be practical when you've got things to pay for. I'm not saying completely go off the rockers and just, you know, holidays every month, but within reason, I think it's something to, and I also think as well, they don't have to be huge great things. They can be really small little things that we can just put into our lives daily.
Sorry, I just saw a message from my former manager. Thanks, Richard.
Oh, bless him. No, that's lovely. And Dee, just talking about love, like I love to love, like I'm also Libra, so I'm all about love, literally. I just love everything and anything to do with love. What does love mean to you, or what do you think love is?
This has always been the toughest question.
Okay.
Believe it or not, some men ask this on dates, and I always just like think, whoa.
What you have been asked on a date? What is love?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, slow down.
What has been your response, Steve? What have you actually done?
I haven't been on a date for years. I can't remember. Probably something really cheesy, like like some sort of Hallmark kind of like response. Now that I'm older, makes the world go round, which is true.
Very true.
There are just so many different levels of love. And I think we love differently. We receive love differently. I think we all need love in a different way. So there's a book about the different love languages. And the more that I've kind of like find out more about love languages, and forgive me, I can't remember the details. I'm not a very detailed person. I shouldn't say that in public. But there are things like, giving gifts, affirmation, acts of service. People need to receive love in different ways. I feel love is an experience. It's a verb. I guess it's a noun, but it's more powerful when it's a verb. And it's more powerful when you are experiencing the act of love, whatever that looks like. I think the most important act of love that the world needs now is people to understand what the act of love is for themselves.
Yes.
I think, where we are in the world has been happening over like 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. So it's not 4 years, and I'm not going to mention anybody's names. It's not the last 4 years while we're here where we are. It's a progressive accumulation of different things.
Yeah.
The most powerful act is actually giving love as well. Whilst I can't describe what love is, because I think so for me, acts of affirmation is my love language. Oh gosh, why am I putting this out in public? Acts of affirmation are my love language. You're the Oprah in my life. Is my love language. So, obviously I appreciate all the others because I recognize what those people, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, prospective suitors, are trying to do. But what really hits home are the words because for me, words are powerful.
Yes.
So that's how I would describe love, a roundabout way, but basically it's an experience that you receive and also something you can create, and it's most powerful when you give it to yourself and when you give it to somebody else. Yeah,
no, I agree. And I just want to say, Jamie said here, love, words of affirmation, acts of service, giving gifts, quality time, physical touch, which again, all are, different acts of love. And I think something that I want to pick up on in what you said is, during this time where we've been in lockdown, I feel that loving ourselves, or maybe, realizing that we don't love ourselves enough, or that has been a real kind of, I don't want to say issue, but it's been a real kind of topic for me anyway, is learning to love myself even more. And I feel like before lockdown started, like I definitely loved myself, but maybe not as much as what I thought in my head,
So I know you're asking me the question, but this is a question which could be rhetorical. There have been loads of articles about self-love.
Yeah.
And what is self-love? And this whole kind of, in the space of well-being, there are all these kind of phrases and monikers and stuff like that. I guess my main concern about some of them are that they kind of like depict somebody's ideal of what that is. Just like how we have people depicting, what beauty looks like, what standards are.
Yeah.
The journey is ours. And again, it should be a playful journey. So when people say they don't love themselves enough, I think for them, that qualification is what they depict that to be.
100%.
Not what a test on Playbuzz, which is owned by BuzzFeed, tells you. But yeah, I think there's been a reckoning and awakening for lots of people because they've had more time to themselves, or for those who've got families. They are closely connected to the people that they're living more closely because there's less of that physical separation. I definitely feel that self-love is something where you talk to yourself.
I do that all the time.
Talk to yourself.
No, it's so true.
And ask yourself why.
Yes.
For everything.
Yes, Dee. No, I love that. And I think when you said as well, you know, it is about our own individual journeys, because something a very small example for me, it was really getting me down that I couldn't get my nails done during lockdown. And it's something that I do as part of my self-love, like actually doing something for self, which makes me happy. It might not mean anything to anybody else. Someone might say, oh, that's really stupid, whatever. It makes me happy. And it was getting me down. And I found myself in a bit of a funk for a few weeks. And then literally it was like I had that light bulb moment. Kirsty, all do your own nail stuff. Do your own nails. And then it was like, oh my God, I had all these feelings of joy where in our first lockdown, I was literally just able to change my nail color, and do the things that I love for me. And I think it's so important with what you said. Nobody else can tell you what self-love is. You have to dig deep. And it's something I always say, we have to look in to get out. We have to find out what it is that we need for ourselves to then make that happen on the outside world as well. And I think that is what lockdown has definitely brought to kind of the surface, I suppose, because we've had the time to do that, and maybe some people that haven't been on that kind of journey prior to lockdown, it's almost like I had this thing where, sometimes the universe makes us feel so uncomfortable, we have no choice but to change. And I almost feel like that is what it has done to the entire world. It said, hey,
amen, sister. This is Sunday. Amen.
Literally, amen. I feel like this is what it's saying, like everyone wake up, fix up. Let's start looking at ourselves and the universe and the planet and how we treat one another. And I just think, it's kind of giving everybody no choice, isn't it? But to love ourselves a little bit more, or work through some of the things that we may have going on inside us that aren't always so positive.
Yeah, we're faced with ourselves.
Yes.
So despite all the distractions going on, so, in the first lockdown, there was the fear over what on earth the pandemic is.
Yes.
Don't play with Mother Earth. She ain't playing. I hear you. Everyone was just in kind of, I know I was, my brother's a doctor, so he works at the country's most infectious hospital, the country's infectious hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be so upset that I got that wrong. But my concern was not also just for everybody else, but that's my little brother. Do you know what I mean? So there was the initial fear, and then I think, I don't know if it was, they talk about the process of grief. We went through a range of emotions as a nation and as a planet. Given how the media told the narrative. Then you've got social media that had its own narrative. Yeah. And then people came with all their different things, whatever those were. And that was a huge mix of stuff. I really struggled for a while, especially in the probably up until May. Thank God for sunshine, right? Up until about May.
Literally.
I really struggled with the narratives because my ears are really important to me. In terms of trying to understand humanity, I listen to people's words. So, and I think what was good about particularly the summer and kind of like the easing of the lockdown, that even though we kind of started to move kind of, to some sort of where we were, or try to kind of like adopt some of our old rituals, practices, behaviors and lifestyles, we couldn't forget what we went through the previous 3 months.
Yeah.
That was trailing us like, almost like a bad smell, because not only because there was this worry about a second wave, but it was more a case of, man, this means something, but what does it mean?
Yes. The not knowing.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
does it mean? You know, a lady, somebody, sorry if you're a lady or not, but somebody in the group just mentioned about Mother Earth. The consideration around the planet, the consideration around how we live and how we consume and how we treat each other and how we talk to each other. I saw a lot of people disconnecting from people and the things that weren't serving them as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever this year is supposed to be, for the planet on a whole and for individuals, I just hope that it's something that sets something for them to move forward with. And even if it's only 6 months or 12 months and they move on to something else, I see this earth as an earth school. We're here to learn, we're here to play, we're here to exchange, we're here to feel joy, ripple that outwards like this show. And like you're always my ripple. And
you are mine too.
Thanks, babe. And also for the pain. The pain creates growth.
Yes.
And as hard as the pain is, you know, a lot of us carry pain. I mean, sometimes I wish I was able to wear sunglasses because I'm quite transparent with my eyes. So you can tell when I'm in pain. Although I'll be like, try and mask it. But you know, that's just part of the journey that we're on. And it's also about finding the ways of coping or managing it as well. Mm-hmm. So who are the people you can trust? You may not need to talk to them about what you're going through, but it being in their company that helps to soothe that pain somewhat, provided, you know, a really good distraction, because you don't want to chat with somebody who's just going to make you feel worse.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, I think it's important to surround yourself with the right kind of people, positive people, people that are going to lift you up, people that are going to listen to you. I think that that's really, really important, you know, having sometimes when you're going through stuff, like you say, you may not want to share everything, but when you have got that pain, again, a reason as to why I started this show, it's good to talk about it. And sometimes I know that sometimes I don't even want a response. I just want to get it out. Let me just get it out. And, you know, and that's something that I've been very, very grateful for a lot of my friends, because I know there were times where that first 3 months of lockdown, it was hard. We were literally on a roller coaster. There were days when you feel like on top of the world, like I'm off work, the sun's shining. And then there's days like, oh my gosh, what if I never see my nan and granddad again? Or what if, you know, and it was a lot emotionally, it was a lot. So yeah, I think dealing with pain and how you deal with pain was really, really important lesson, but it's also a really important process to actually go through and navigate through yourself and know that when you're on that journey, you don't have to just be on your own. You can ask for help. I think that's super important. And I know that a lot of people around me have reached out, and I'm really, really happy for that. You know, because
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because again, I think maybe if life was still in its, you know, and it hadn't completely slowed down, would those people have reached out, or would they have just tried to deal with it themselves, you know? So again, I do feel like these are the things that have actually been really positive from lockdown for us all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think also for those people who are living alone, like myself, you know, and it kind of sounds a bit flippant, but you know, you can kind of just ask the universe, God, spirit, you know, whomever you believe in, for that comfort, for the, you know, and be as specific or as vague as you want it to be, and it comes. You might not realize your prayers or your request has been answered, but it always is. It always is. So, and it could come in a delivery, it could come in an email message or a WhatsApp message, or like for me, I need to live by water, so I'm quite blessed that I live near the Thames. So I go for a walk, and it'll be a simple thing like one of the herons. I mean, you don't really see herons when you're away from the water, but to see a heron that kind of like, it's almost like they're looking at you, they're watching you, and they're trying to sort of like, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't Disney. You can't talk. You know, those little kind of interactions, people, believe it or not, you can tell when, well, I can tell when people are smiling at me through a mask. I've noticed lots of people sort of like, especially around here, they're willing to give away smiles.
Yeah.
And that helps.
Definitely.
So, you know, it's an interesting time. I'm really excited and curious to see what things will be like when I don't believe in this going back to normal, because I just don't think I think we've grown beyond that now. But when the restrictions ease, when the masks come off, and when social distancing, or even just and people feel comfortable, because I'm a very tactile person, so not being tactile with anybody for almost a year is kind of strange, but I'm getting used to it now.
Yes. And do you know what I've been doing, Dee? Don't even think that I'm weird, but I do my meditation, my Reiki every morning just to like balance myself. It's something I've definitely kind of taken pride in doing over lockdown, and it's just something now that is just a part of my morning routine.
Yeah.
But after I've done it, I actually give myself a massive cuddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it feels so good because I can't cuddle all the people that want to cuddle.
Yeah.
And I love to cuddle.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And it's that, like, that little small thing there has just brought me loads of joy, like just hugging myself because I've got no one else to hug.
Find your joy. I found my joy in Jaffa cakes, but I've stopped eating them now.
I think we've all found joy in Jaffa cakes or chicken or sweets. That's definitely been a comfort. No, I agree. Right, Dee, so let's get on to your career and your passions in life and the things that you are literally so magic about. You have had experience within the music industry, within online and social media marketing, digital marketing for the last 25 years. What made you get into that kind of industry and why?
Well, I started when I was at infant school.
I love this. You're amazing. You're amazing.
So, honestly, it was purely by... Oh my gosh. I hope everybody realizes, whether you're watching on the replay or watching live, this is exactly how we talk. So you're basically in on a conversation rather than an interview.
So true. It is so true.
So I actually got into it purely by accident. So I'll try and cut a long story really short. Okay. I wanted to be a singer, a dancer, and an entertainer. Yeah. My parents said, no, you need to get a qualification. The only 4 qualifications that you're allowed to get: doctor, engineer, accountant, and then there's something else. There's usually 4. Yeah. I opted to study engineering, did my degree. Amazing. What happened after that? Tried to get jobs in the music, radio, TV industry, because I wasn't getting through on auditions with record labels. So I thought, well, I need a job. Yeah. And then I got a job at temping for an advertising agency. I'd never heard of advertising. Really? I studied science from age 13. So different. Yeah. Yeah, I studied science from age 13. So for me, it was like, you know, what is this? What's all this creative talk and marketing and business and ROI and all, and, you know, because we're talking about the late 90s, so we didn't even have digital then. So yeah, I started as a temp, and amazing man who I've got so much respect for, Peter Blau, saw that I'd be a really good person to enter the advertising industry and said, would you want a permanent job, and I'll move you through the ranks and train you. I'm like, amazing. Okay. So that's how I got started. So I worked for a company called Blau Tequila, which was one of the top. It was part of a joint venture of one of the top 3 sales promotion agencies at that time. Yeah. And then after that, I worked on a few campaigns like IBM. Eventually, I was kind of like managing the European campaigns for IBM laptops. Amazing. We started the first email campaign probably in the entire marketplace of Europe at that time. Wow. This was about 97. And then I was also working a little bit on BT. Then I left and went to work for a kind of like a music stroke entertainment creative agency called Digital Arts, which had a cool office at number 1 Regent Street.
Amazing.
With Graham Brown Martin, who's such a cool boss. And then 9/11 came. I lost a job that I had, and we were heading into a recession anyway. So 9/11 just accelerated it, like how the pandemic has accelerated. Anyway, so I decided to go off on my own and start freelancing and consult. So since 2001, I've been a consultant. So next year's my 20th year. So since then, I've just worked across lots of different campaigns with lots of different advertising agencies and brands. I've worked with Napster, BT, I've mentioned Four Roses, Canon, Royal British Legion, Shell, De Beers, Yahoo, Cash, the AA, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, WorldPay, music companies. I've worked with Taliard Music. I've worked with British Film Institute. I've worked with startups and entrepreneurs. I'm working with a femtech company right now. I'm working with some emerging artists to help them with their marketing. And I'm also setting up a music academy for independent artists as well. So
you are just unstoppable.
There's a bunch of other stuff that I can't mention yet, but yeah.
Did you even come up for a breath? Like, the list is endless, Queen. Literally, like, this is why you are such an amazing human being, because you have done so much, you are doing so much, and I know that there is so much more magic to come from you, Dee. And I know that one of your, anyway, just going back to love and what we were talking about, one of the things that I love about you is that you love to help people. And I think that is something that is so beautiful about your soul, is that you have a huge heart. And whatever you are doing is always for other people as well as for yourself. But do you know what I mean? And I think that that is the beauty of giving and receiving, which is why you are just an amazing soul. And this is why we've got so much more to talk about. And it's super, super inspirational as well. But one of the things that you have been doing, you've been helping numerous amount of artists find ways to be more successful on social media using simple solutions, right? So you have actually cultivated with your business partner, I believe, your own social media content calendar. Yes? Talk to us and tell us what this is about, because when I was reading about this earlier, I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I can't go that high right now, but you know,
we can
it was
go
like
that
the
high.
answers to my prayer.
We can go that high.
Get Mariah out.
Thank you, my old vocal tutors would be like, what on earth is that?
I know, I blame the gin. So I need some water.
So, social media.
Yes.
What can we say about social media? I mean, it's become a lot more complicated. Honestly, I mean, I don't think I mentioned I worked at Yahoo. So Yahoo was the first social media campaign I ever worked on, and that was 2006. So I've been working on social media the same year that Facebook came out. So, so the calendar, so my business partner, shout out to @Steve Spotlight, Steve Osagi,
yes,
amazing guy. Met him 20 years ago. We lost contact. A mutual friend who runs a tech company or a tech education company in Ghana reconnected us.
Love that.
And the fact that I've never come across a business partner where we think the same thing at the same time. It's like we're twins. It's really, and again,
the universe.
That's the whole universe. Asking. It's the whole asking and just letting it happen. Don't fret that it's not going to happen. Don't fret that it will happen. Just let it happen. Anyway.
Yes.
Back to this idea. So one of the things we were kind of brainstorming, how could we actually help artists? And we've got lots of things in mind. But one of the things that we both said is that a lot of artists struggle with the idea of, oh my gosh, I've got to come up with another topic for another goddamn social media post. What do I say?
Yes, I have this conversation all the time. And can I just say, Steve has just joined us. So, Steve! Hey, Steve, you've come at the absolute perfect timing as well.
Big up to Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
So yeah, we were just saying good things about you, Steve, just in case you're wondering.
Yes.
So Steve and I, we were just kind of like brainstorming, how could we help people? And it's just that whole social media thing. How many times should you post? What should you post? Yeah, content ideas for days. What kind of content should you post? I'm working with 3 artists at the moment, and that's their question. In fact, that's what they wanted to get to before the strategy and planning stuff. I'm like, no. So what this calendar is, it basically starts from December the 1st, 2020, takes you all the way through to December the 31st, 2021. Each day there is a prompt for what your post should or could be. Now, it's not fixed. You can mix it up. It doesn't, but there's something for 7 days of the week. You don't have to think about it. You just plug and play. So if the 1st of February, and I don't know from the top of my head, says, or even April Fool's, the 1st of April. Yeah. Share a prank or play a prank on your, something you just don't have to think about. Or even you can hand it over to your social media person who's helping you. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to constantly keep coming back and asking you, okay, so what are we going to post today? Mm-hmm. They know we're going to post a meme about a particular theme, or it's cupcake day and they've got to come up with an idea for cupcake day, or they know that it's your time to get onto Instagram Live or YouTube Live or Facebook Live and do a chat or do an interview or do a performance, or that they have to, or they should be looking at interviewing a local artist on the scene, because it's all designed for engagement. So it's not necessarily about, oh, this is me, I'm releasing something today, you've got to click, follow, listen to my streams. Those are important, and you plug those in where you want to. Yeah. But in the absence of those things, it is really about how can you generate more engagement? How can you get your audiences to actually interact with your social media posts, so that you have comments in your posts, so that you can then go in and comment on your post. So then you have even more engagement, and then you have stories which could be on those themes, and then you can have reels which can be on those themes as well. Or you can mix it up. You can mix and match it up. But basically it's 390 posts.
This is amazing. I don't even understand.
And there's 55 more topic ideas as well on top of that. So effectively, you've got like 400 and odd post ideas.
And Steve just said consistency is the order of the day.
Exactly.
So we get 1 year and 1 month, which is absolutely amazing.
And we've also included, important calendar dates. So there's sporting dates you can talk around, like the Olympics supposed to happen next year. You've got the award ceremonies like MTV EMAs and all those kind of things which happen next year. The dates may change, but the things you could bear in mind. So Brits, I think, is in May next year. Do a live chat. People do it on Twitter. Do a live chat with your community about, especially if you're a British artist, which act do you think is going to win the nomination? Maybe do a pre-Brit party or a Brit party with your fans. Engagement.
Okay, which is key.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Dee, so where can everybody find or purchase this calendar? Because I'm not going to lie, I feel like as soon as we end, I'm going to get one, because this is what I need in my life. Yeah. But I do have an okay. So tell us where we can find the calendar.
Okay, so the calendar is at bit.ly /SM calendar 2021. The link is in my bio. So obviously if you tap my disc with my face on it, you'll get to my bio after this. We're doing a special Thanksgiving deal for Thanksgiving's, because it's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Saturday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Week. So we're doing a special deal for that. So it's £29 for the calendar. So when you think about it, it's £29 for 440 social media posts and prompts.
100%.
That you don't have to think about anymore. All you have to do is take you know, if you're doing a video, take a shot of the video or take a picture or source the imagery. You don't have to think about what you're going to post. It's supposed to be £99, but we're keeping it low for until next week. Steve, when are we going to keep it until, when are we going to change the price? Is it next week Sunday? I think we're keeping the price at £29 until next weekend, and then we're going to push it back up to £99.
Which is absolutely amazing. And guys, I will post the link and where you can find it and everything on this one once I've posted it to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And like Desiree said, if you head over to her page, you'll be able to find it. She's got the link on your link tree, did you say?
It's on my bio.
It's on your bio. So yeah, you can find it there. But Dee, that is such an amazing idea. Like, I'm really, really excited actually to find out more, because I feel that for me personally, or someone here just said, Latoya, Desiree, what do you want me to buy?
Latoya, my girl.
A calendar, Latoya. Does it have a name?
Sorry?
Does it have a name, the calendar?
It is a social media calendar for artists and creatives.
Love
so if you're a producer, if you're a songwriter, if you're a DJ, if you're a creative, you could, any kind of creative, you can adapt some of the music references to your artistry. But yes, Latoya, it's a calendar. It's a social media calendar, so you don't have to think about it. So yeah, Latoya's my girl from LA. Hey, babe.
No, so definitely, guys, get your calendar. I'll be getting mine, Dee. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, Richard, I'm watching you and listening to house music. Desiree, you're giving gems here. Yes, she is. So everybody head over to Desiree's page. Like I said, I will post a link and we can find the link for Desiree and Steve's brand new social media calendar, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And it's definitely something that I need, because I find that sometimes it's like days you want to post and I'm like, oh, I don't really know what else to post. Don't want people to just keep seeing my face, so I'm probably just not going to post. But consistency is key. So yeah, I think it's really, really important. And another question that I have for you, Dee, is like, when it comes to marketing yourself or a brand, what kind of strategies can we put in place to help organic growth when it comes to like our followers and things like that? Would you say content is key?
So content is key. So there's numerous things, and there are loads of key things. I mean, Steve, I'm sure will put some in the comments in the bottom, but some of the first things is basically to be focused on your fans. What do your fans want to hear from you? Don't make it all about yourself. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the fans are there for an experience from you. Yeah. So make sure that you're giving them that experience.
What they want.
Yeah, exactly. So find out what that is. So if like Latoya is a makeup artist. So even though usually in the space of makeup artists, it's tutorials, it's unboxing, it's product, what else can you do that's creative and innovative that makeup artists are not doing? Maybe run a poll, find out what people want to see, or what they want to know about. Do Q&As and use that as market research to work out what that content could be. Video's more important now. So even though motivational quotes and selfies are kind of still valid and valued, lives, videos on stories, IGTV, depending on how you're telling your content, especially if it's a kind of like longer form. So an interview, informational content, maybe even sort of like a day in the life where you kind of like carry somebody with you on the day to day as to what they're doing. So that IGTV is kind of good for that. What else? Engaging in the comments. Engagement is key. Engagement in the comments.
Definitely. And Steve has put here problem solving, solve their problems, post that invoke some emotion, teach, entertain, educate. And I suppose all of these, it is about engaging, isn't it, with your fans whilst you're doing these. So you would say effectively with what you've just said there, I suppose it may be more beneficial to actually post on your stories or on your reels as opposed to posting a selfie, would you say?
So I still think you could post selfies, but look in your insights. Because here's the thing, depending on who your audience is. So my audience probably wouldn't really enjoy my selfies, believe it or not, but they might enjoy your selfies more. So it's really a case of understanding your insights, and also understanding why you're posting selfies. because your caption is still kind of important. So, so for some people, your selfie could be about, you know, your selfie comes with a motivational quote, or it could be an instruction for the day, or guidance for the day, or it could be story time. It really just depends on how you want to use that piece of media to create your narrative. I know there's a whole issue around how frequently you should post content. For me, that's always a point of contention. The algorithms, let's just say, and I actually teach people not to play to the algorithms.
Really?
I'm probably the only marketer that tells people not to. And the only reason why is because it changes all the time.
All the time.
All the time. As business owners, or as artists, or as creatives, your job is creating. My job is to understand the algorithm. So if you don't have somebody on your team that is focusing on the algorithm, focus on creating that wonderful experience with your fans. Your fans need something to come back to. So even if they miss your, everybody think about how you use social media yourself. You might miss somebody's post. You go to their page. You then consume, you binge consume everything that's on their page. If there's nothing to consume that's of interest or engaging or something you can participate in, you're off it, and you probably wouldn't look out for their page again if you miss their posts in the algorithm. Because remember, the algorithm is there to serve the company, not necessarily you.
That's so true. And you are the first person that I've ever heard say anything kind of to go against the grain of the algorithm.
When you've watched Google algorithms go against people for like 20, 25, 30 years, you kind of realize that while the algorithm is quite good, and I could go into great depth, but I'm just conscious of time. While the algorithms can be useful for individuals, more and more we're seeing that the algorithm is more of a self-serving tool for Facebook. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because I don't want to get banned. You know, I don't want anybody to get banned or get into trouble. Use all the principles that you're aware of from the algorithm. Post often, post consistently, engage. Don't over promote. So things like saying things like this post. Was it click like if you think yes, or click cry if you think no. Don't do things like that. That's called engagement baiting. So there's little things, and that's a whole different subject. There's little things. Actually, check out Steve's profile page. He posts all that kind of stuff. I think I've just,
and that's Steve Spotlight on Instagram, right?
That's Steve Spotlight. I think I've just prompted his new post for next week.
Super.
Because I
am super conscious of time. I hate that we have to cut it here. We're nearly at an hour. I'm like, no. But do you have any last words of wisdom out of your magic social media and marketing toolbox for anybody within the music industry, or anybody with a brand or anything that is wanting to grow themselves? What would you say to them in one short sentence, if it's possible?
Something of magic. It's probably more of what I've been saying before. Okay.
She got it.
As creatives, your job is to share the connection. Okay, let me start again. Creatives have a special job on the planet.
Yeah.
You may not understand it, which is why some creatives really suffer. You may not understand it, but basically that's your job. So effectively what you need to do is communicate that. So focus on communicating your story, your artistry, your pain, your joys, what you observe of the earth with the planet. Social media marketing is a part of it. Do work with somebody who can help you. But essentially marketing is just getting your idea to your target audience. Everything else in the middle is just marketing tactics, and you can learn those, or DM me, slide into my DMs, and maybe there's something I can do to help.
Yes, you heard it here first. Slide into her DMs. What did you say at the beginning of this? You haven't had a date in years. Boy, that might change. That might just change. No, but seriously, guys, Desiree, tell everybody where they can find you so they can slide into your DMs and they can at you and they can get you on Twitter, Facebook, and all those socials to ask you for any tips or advice when it comes to social media and digital marketing.
So I'm at Desiree Banugo on every social media platform. If that is a little bit challenging, just type it into Google. Everything else will come up in Google. I didn't do anything, that's their magic. And then just contact me there. Just tell me where you met me. Tell me that you met me on Kirsty's page.
Amazing. Desiree, listen, it's been amazing. I cannot believe an hour is already. I can, because this is how we usually talk, but I can't. But guys, this has been episode 24, Magic and Marketing, with the amazing, the gorgeous soul that is Desiree Banugo. And I'm so, so grateful for you coming on the show. Desiree, it's been amazing. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank
you, everybody. We will catch up soon. Let's inspire to rise and rise
Good night,
higher.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you for listening, guys.